Call to order, please. It's Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023. This is the regular meeting of the Cabell County Board of Education. We welcome you here tonight. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We'll start tonight's meeting with special celebrations. The high point of the evening, always.
Yes, good
Mr.
evening.
Flowers.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, Madam President, board members, Superintendent Sachs, of course, Counselor Myers. We're very excited to have some wonderfully talented students with us tonight. We're going to kick it off with a special scholarship announcement. Cabell Midland High School Alumni Association has awarded two of the school's outstanding seniors with a scholarship. And to introduce those students and talk a little bit about that scholarship, we have a special guest tonight, Dr. Sarah Stevens, the president of the Cabell Midland High School Alumni Association. Dr. Stevens?
Hello and good evening. Thank you all so much for having us again. This is our second year that we've been able to present to Cabell Midland High School students with our scholarship. Just to give you a brief update on our association, we have been up and running for 5 years, and I have been the co-founder and president that time, and I'm very thankfully passing on the hat. We have newly elected officers that are going to be taking over in all of our different chairs and positions, and we really look forward to the leadership that they are going to bring, and hopefully in continuing on with some of the traditions that we've set. Throughout the year, we've conducted 2 fundraisers, which have helped greatly with our scholarship. Our scholarship is funded solely through donations, dues, and then whatever fundraisers we are able to do. And so it really is Cabell Midland High School graduates contributing back to Cabell Midland High School seniors. And so we are very proud that we've had a very small but very dedicated group that has worked very hardly to continue this mission. A few other quick updates. In the coming years, we look forward to hopefully having an all-class reunion to celebrate Cabell Midland High School. Our new board members are taking this on as going to be one of their championship causes, and they look forward to working with the members of Cabell Midland's administration on making this happen within the coming years. I think our 30th anniversary of that school is coming up pretty soon, and so we hope that it'll coincide with that as well. A few other quick notes. We also look forward to starting our mentorship program back. Prior to COVID, we had over 20 of our alumni come to Cabell Midland High School and speak about their careers, about their experiences in post-secondary education, and it is hoped that now that everything has finally returned to normal, that next year they will be able to restart this as well. So, with our scholarship, though, I want to make this clear that we recognize all members of society as being valuable, and that the pathway to get there is not always through traditional means, which means traditional four-year colleges and institutions. So our scholarship is available to any graduating student who is going to a four-year institution, is going to a community or technical college, is going to an apprenticeship program, if you are going to beauty school, if you are going to get your CNA, or any other type of certification, if you are serving our community, this scholarship is open to you. So,
that's great.
Yeah, we're not excluding this from anybody, and again, we recognize everybody as a part of it. Another thing is last year we had 9 applicants. This year we had 26.
It's catching on.
It's quite grown. Yeah, and we had a lot of diversity in terms of the applicants, and rest assured that Midland is doing a great job in putting together quality students, including the 2 that we have here tonight. Hopefully. I think I see one. Okay, good. Both? Maybe. Okay. Yay, great. They're both here. Mission achieved, right? Final act of business. Okay, so with that being said, these students actually have a 2-part process. They have an application that they have to fill out, and then we actually put them through interviews. Barbersville Public Library was gracious enough to provide us with rooms on 2 different days, and each day we had board members interview these students. They had 4-minute panel interviews. From that, one day, one winner was chosen. The second day, another winner was chosen. So, with that being said, I would like to call them up individually for them to say their names and then what their goals are for their post-secondary education. One big caveat that I do want to mention as part of this is that although every single one of the students was very highly qualified for the scholarship, it was really important to us as a board that those we selected had intentions on coming back to our community and feeding back into Cabell Midland. And so that is one of our key criteria that we try to keep in mind when we're doing this. So with that being said, Ariana Lambert, would you please come up? Last night at the Senior Awards at Cabell Midland, both applicants were presented with a dorm readiness packet that our board presented to them. And so it had all of their favorite lists, and we all tried to contribute to it so that way that would be an additional expense that they would not have to worry about. Each student is also receiving a $1,200 scholarship.
Wow, very generous. Yay! Congratulations. Take it away.
Did the dorm packet have ramen noodles?
No, but
No,
it did have some very
that's a
helpful things
staple.
in there.
I'm just letting you know, it's a staple.
So I'm Ariana Lambert. I'm obviously a graduating senior at Cabell Midland this year, and I'll be going to Marshall to pursue a degree in secondary education.
Yay!
So, yeah. I'm hoping to stay in the area for a little bit and just help put back into the community and help improve the education, because it's something I've always been interested in. I've been told I'm pretty good with interacting with students and teaching them and like speaking in front of them. So I hope I can continue to do that, and this scholarship will be a big help with that. So thank you all.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Okay, our next recipient is Chloe Irwin. Chloe?
Hello, I am Chloe Irwin. I am actually Cabell Midland FFA's president. I'm excited to see Dr. Sachs this Friday at our banquet and hopefully some other board members. As I said, I am Cabell Midland FFA's president, and I have been involved in agriculture education for the past 4 years. So upon graduation, I will be attending Potomac State College, where I'll be getting my associate's degree in agriculture education, which is a 2-year program, and then I'll move on to West Virginia University to finish out that degree with a bachelor's, or finish out with a bachelor's. I want to thank Cabell County Schools for all you've done for me throughout my education, and I'm very excited for my future. Thank you all.
Well, thank you, Chloe. We need activators.
Gosh, such well-spoken kids, huh? So happy for them. Well, thank you all very much for all the support that you've offered our Alumni Association over the years. Greatly appreciate it. And very thankful now to be passing the torch on to some very capable people. But you all are in great hands, and I appreciate your support for the association.
Dr. Stevens, who is the new president?
The new president is Candace Berry Welch, and so she has served on our board for the last 5 years, and so she's one of the ones that has chaired up our fundraisers, has really been my right-hand person without necessarily holding the position of vice president, but she is going to be a great leader. So we really look forward to her taking over.
Well, board members, I have to say that I had the privilege of graduating and going through school with Dr. Stevens, and when she approached me, was it 5 years ago, 6 years, almost 6 years ago now, about creating an alumni association for Cabell Midland, I was very excited. And through all of the challenges that we've had over the past couple years with the pandemic and everything, the resilience of this group of adults who are so deeply committed to their alma mater is inspiring. And so I thank you for your service to our community, our school system, and to Cabell Midland. So thank you so much.
Thank you all. Thank you very much. All right. I have one son that graduated from Midland, and I got to go pick up our daughter from Barbersville Elementary. So you guys have a wonderful night.
Thank you, Dr. Stevens.
And students that won the scholarships, please stick around. We're going to do some photos with the board afterward. Dr. Stevens, like she said, had to take off, but we want to make sure we get your photos with our board members and the superintendent. The next award we're going to talk about, 3 Cabell County School students who were successful at the Regional Social Studies Fair moved on to find further success at the recent West Virginia State Social Studies Fair, April 14th, 2023. And to introduce those students, we have another special guest, Courtney Coleman. She's our Cabell County Science and Social Studies Fair coordinator. Ms. Coleman?
Thank you so much. All right, I am so excited to announce our contestants who placed first place and third place for the state. Amazing. They did amazing jobs. The first place winner was Kathan Niegenthal from Huntington High School, placing first place for his presentation in anthropology, Muslims and Hindus. So come on up, Kathan. All right. One contestant was was unable to be here tonight. First place for U.S. history was Alexandra Biddle from Huntington High School with her presentation with Barbie. Yes, she's at the regional tennis tournament, so she's doing great things there. All right, and then our last contestant was Chloe Smalley with her presentation for Girls Escaping Gravity in the category of World History. So come on up, Chloe. Wait, okay, sounds great. All right.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Oh, I love the jacket.
Okay. Our next group, this is not why they're here tonight, but I tell you, it is why they're here. We saw them perform over the weekend doing Mamma Mia, and it was a fantastic show, guys. Oh, my goodness. A fantastic job. Loved every second of it. I'm still dancing a little bit, but we want to congratulate the Huntington High Theater Department for winning first place technical theater school at the recent West Virginia Thespians Theater Competition. Individual and group awards are going to be introduced by our director, Helen Freeman.
Hi, everyone. We're so happy to be here. Very proud of the kids, very proud of the ones that got their scholarships, and our lovely social studies contestants. That was awesome. Okay. Now, for the Thespian States, we swept the entire thing.
Yay!
We just swept it. And good things happened. So in first place, technical rodeo team, if you'll come up. Is that okay if they come up and stand? All right. Technical rodeo team, where you race with the other teams and you put lights together and turn them on faster. You saw, you put an L bracket together, you L brace, you do all kinds of braces, and you do knots, and our guy was the best, ROTC, let him be right here, buddy. But they blew it up, and then we also did a costume change, and we, of course, were one of the fastest, and then prop shift, so it's pretty amazing. Okay, so the captain of the team was Sam Fellington, and the assistant was Haley Rakes. The other part of the team was Audrey Barrios, who couldn't be here tonight, Chase Day, Tina Green, who works, Allie Henson, Carter Macy, and Davion Wilson. Thank you, guys. And then best technical theater student, Sam, just stay up. Sam won a lot. He did 6 projects, won all 6 in some way, shape, or form, and became the best technical theater student at first place. And he was awarded, well, he's getting ready to be awarded, we hope. He was asked to apply for a scholarship at WVU in technical theater, and they want to give him a full ride.
Oh, wow.
We all cried, and so it was pretty awesome. Advanced Mask, come on up. First place, Cade Clover. Yeah, come on, Cade. And they told Cade that they had never seen a mask like that. It was absolutely so well painted. Of course, it cracked because someone sat on it, but it was salvaged. Okay, Novice Mask. First place, I love you. You're good. Okay. In second place, Ashton Hart. In first place, Lydia Balaget. Okay, you can sit down. In marionette puppetry, first place, Cameron Nash. And marionette puppetry, first place. Oh, I redid that. Okay, hand puppetry, honorable mention, Germ Emmer, and she couldn't be here. And in first place, Carter Macy and Cameron Nash. They're gonna bring their puppet.
Yeah. How cool.
That is it. Isn't that amazing?
Oh, it's
and
so
they have another little
good.
puppet that goes with it, so there's one on each hand. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. They loved it. WVU is still talking about the kids, so that in the technical theater, how good
It's
they were.
Audrey too.
Oh, look
What?
how cool that is.
Yay!
What'd you say, baby?
Feed me.
Seymour. Feed me, Seymour.
Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, that's such a great musical. Wonderful job.
Experimental puppetry, we would have brought this one, but it keeps shedding paint. Allison Henson in first place, experimental puppetry. In Puppet Theater Element, which we couldn't bring because it was a puppet stage, first place, Ruby Bowen and Julianne Ross. And they loved it so much, we just told him to keep it because, I have to clean house since I'm leaving, retiring. Oh, I love you. And then in Puppet Theater, we did that. Okay, now character makeup, honorable mention, Mackenzie Ritchie, and they loved it. There were just too many good ones. Also in the show, she played Tanya, and she was just beautiful. Okay, next. Well, they all were in it, really, and they're all beautiful. Okay, special effects makeup. First place, RJ Holly. Where are you? Did RJ not come? Oh, she did such a good job. And short film, second place, Sam Valentin. Just stay up. I'll do all yours. Advanced lighting design, first place, Samuel Valentin. Honorable mention, scene design, Samuel Valentin. And in second place, and Sam helped him and then he beat him, Davion Wilson. Great job, guys. I love you. Okay. It was funny. Theater marketing, he blew it up. Samuel Valentin, first place. Hand properties, just stay. Honorable mention, Samuel Valentin. And this next group, one of them is very ill, and they had a bone infection, an infection in their bones. And she still did her project and sent it with her friend and met us at Morgantown because she's at the hospital and couldn't even finish her senior year. And first place, well, no, they were honorable mention, but they did this beautiful handbag, and it was amazing. It's Lacey Perkins and Annalise Wall. And they both are precious, but Lacey is the one that's in the hospital, and she's pretty special. Okay, stage properties in first place. You can take a seat. Caroline Rollison. It wouldn't have fit. Also, Caroline and her partner, Elizabeth Valentin, did duet acting, and they won. They got a superior rating, and let me get out of your way. They did amazing, and it was called Bad Words, and you have to see them perform it. It's hilarious. They're 9-year-olds, and they think porn is okay. It's hilarious. It's really funny. It's not dirty. It's hilarious. It's okay. I'm retiring. It's all right. I'm going to be a comedian. Are y'all going to come see me?
Yes.
Yeah, they said they would. Okay. Moving on. Stage properties in first place. Oh, I just did that, didn't I? Okay, forget that. Stage management, back up, honorable mention, Samuel Fellington. Okay, I love that. Okay, winners in the, for performance, I already did the duet acting. Okay, we had winners for performance were Lily Browning and Sophie Eastone for solos. So they couldn't be here tonight. Duet singing, Mackenzie Ritchie and Josh Bonyak. Love you. And the next duet was Elena Alves and Heather Sands. And I don't think her partner could be here tonight. So come on down. I finally got her name right after 2 years. Okay, I love you. And then we go to the very last ones. Our monologue, Chloe Macy. Come on down, Chloe Macy. And I want, what? Oh, we left that. I must have had some sort of, oh, it's right here. Just pretend I'm not real. Okay. Costume design, I did not hear what they said, and I don't want to. Okay, costume design, first place, Charlotte Tigelaar. Where's Charlotte? And it was so beautiful. Her drawings were excellent.
Don't forget Sophia's.
I won't. Okay. And costume construction, honorable mention, Sophia Fry. Yes. And one judge told her that the book was so amazing, her paperwork, because they have to do a whole project-based, like they have to research, they have to have research pictures. They have to justify why they made it the way they made it. They have to have a synopsis. They have to have tons of other paperwork. People really don't know how much work goes into theater and how it changes lives. And I can honestly tell you they've changed mine. And the next one, who won first place straight at regionals at states and they both have been given the opportunity to go to internationals, but I'm not sure we're going to be able to do that because of funding. And so these lovely people, this lovely person is Kat Plyben. And we brought our trophies, but these are the small ones. Okay. Thank you all so much, and thank you for your support over the years. God bless you.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Freeman.
And thank you very much, all of you, for coming out tonight. Thank you, Mrs. Freeman. On a personal note, thank you for being such a lovely part of my life for many years and supporting me too. So we really, really go back a long way, and I just appreciate and care for her, and I just want you to know that. So thank you. Love you all very much. Thank you for coming tonight. Okay, our next award, the West Virginia Department of Education has announced that Cabell Midland High School student Christopher Isom is among only 30 West Virginia high school career and technical education students to receive the 2023 Albert Yanni Scholarship. Will you please come forward, Christopher? This coveted $2,000 scholarship for the upcoming school year provides CTE students an opportunity to pursue advanced education and/or training related to their career aspirations. And Chris, I was hoping maybe you could tell us a little bit about what those career aspirations are.
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
So In the fall, I plan on attending Marshall and majoring in biology, and then using that degree to apply to their pharmacy school and pursue my pharmacy degree.
Excellent. Well done.
Okay, next we're going to recognize our winners in the West Virginia Junior Duck Stamp Contest. And I believe our friend from Huntington High School, Marisa Main, is going to help us with the winners. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services Junior Duck Stamp Art Contest is a culmination of the Junior Duck Stamp Educational Program. It's run by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. After studying waterfowl anatomy and habitat, the students may express their newfound knowledge by drawing, painting, or sketching a picture of an eligible North American waterfowl species. So these students compete against all over the country, but the best in show are here. And Ms. Main? There she is. She's going to recognize our best in show here.
Hello, thank you for having us. It's always nice to be here to celebrate our arts. We have Shannon Stewart here with us. She's going to help me, and we both have students that won, so she's going to do it with me. She has the first one.
So in the first group, group 3, grades 7 through 9, Lauren Kaufman, one of my freshman students. Come on up, Lauren. Lauren Kaufman placed first in the drawing portion and then third in the conservation message.
Wow, nice.
In the same division, I have second place, Jaden Booth in my painting class, and third place, Sophia Bryant, also in my painting class. In group 3, grades 7 through 9, the Duck Stamp Conservation Message winners. There's an art award and also a message award. And second place is Sophia Bryant, one of my painting students.
And then Lauren Kaufman placed third in the conservation message for that group. Oh, yeah, for Marshall. And then in group 4, grades 10 through 12, Miss Marshall, she couldn't be here today, had a student place second, and that student is Lillian Sadler.
In the same division, third place goes to Ava Smith, one of my painting students. And then we had several honorable mention students. One of Shannon Marshall students, Jamina Martinez. And then these students in my painting class, also honorable mention for their art. Mac Bush, Charlotte Tigalar, Jocelyn Baker, Gracie Hutchinson, and Emily Clatworthy, all painting students. In group 4, grades 10 through 12, the Duck Stamp Conservation Message winners. The first place goes to Jocelyn Baker. She's already here. Jocelyn Baker, you've seen her here several times. She's also the Senior Painting Award winner for Huntington High School. Second place for the conservation message is Charlotte Tigalar, painting.
Third place went to Magdalene Young from Matt Gray's Art 1, right? Art 1 class.
And then the following students were honorable mention in the conservation message, all painting students: Rebecca Hamilton, Ava Smith, Sophia Fry, Emily Clatworthy, and Kyra Mount Page. Congratulations and thank you.
Oh,
This is all we have left, so we've got to order more, so hopefully we have enough for tonight.
We had some kids didn't get them last time.
All right.
Come on in. Could maybe get you, one of you on this side,
See, and it's the norm, it's a regular board meeting. Something's happened.
Oh, whoever gave us water, thank you. Appreciate that
Thank
very
you.
much. Okay.
Let
here
me
we
get
go.
back on the correct page here.
Wow. All right, I think we're ready to move on now. Next, we have Mrs. Kelly Watts in update instruction and leadership services. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, President Smalley, Dr. Sachs, Ms. Myers, board members. Tonight we're going to go over our summer programs and what we have established. And I have Mr. Joe Thacker, who will talk to the majority of the summer programs, and then Mr. Matt Atkins will explain the extended school year summer program that we offer. So, Mr. Thacker?
Good evening,
Good
Evening.
Madam President Neely, Dr. Sachs, and members of the board. I'm here to talk about summer programs. You have in front of you 3 different flyers created by Ms. Hayes with the summer programs. The front flyer just talks about the elementary summer learning adventure, and that is our big summer school that we have for students K through 5. And this year we're having it at Davis Creek and Explorer Academy and Southside. So we've had to move it around a little bit this year due to the construction we've got going on. And then as far as the middle school programs, we have the Visionary STEM Camp at Huntington East, which is a three-day camp on the top of that flyer. And then we have the traditional recovery summer school. It's at Huntington High and Cabell Midland. And then finally, we have the 6th grade climb event that's in August for upcoming 5th grade students this year. And then on the summer programs, we have the traditional credit recovery at the top, driver's education, and then the 9th grade climb event. So all told this year, if my math is correct, we have 18 different programs across 23 different schools or sites in Cabell County. So we've got a lot going on from the end of May until school starts next year.
And it looks like, Mr. Thacker, based upon the numbers that we currently have, I'd asked the other day for our enrollment.
Yes,
and
sir.
Looks like you have that ready, but it looks like we have close to 500 students already registered for summer programming over the summer. Is that right?
I didn't count them up, but that could easily be correct, yes, sir.
So, it's a phenomenal,
Excellent.
phenomenal opportunities for students and families over the summer, absolutely, so.
We actually, I believe Dr. Sachs asked if we could add something else, and based on student request, we're having a hobby camp for 3 days also, where we're having middle school archery, we're having culinary, and sewing. So we added some more programs this summer.
Yeah, that was one of the things that we had talked about was we wanted to make sure that not only were we thinking outside the box, but we wanted to engage, our most valuable resource. That's our students. What is it that what would get them excited about coming to a camp over the summer? And that was what the most popular things was the archery, the sewing, and the cooking. So we're definitely excited to be able to offer those hobby camps this summer.
Madam President,
Yes,
may
ma'am.
I ask? Mr. Thacker, I know you've got kids already registered, but how do their grown-ups get them registered for this camp if they haven't yet? What do our parents need to do?
Well, if they go to the Cabell County Schools webpage under families and go down to summer programs, I've got a one-stop shop that tells you how to register for every camp.
Excellent.
Some of our school camps ask that you call the school to register, but I put the phone numbers there, and there's web registration links for all of those.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Very good. Oh, is that it?
Okay.
Okay, I didn't know if you're finished or not. Thank you, Mr. Thacker.
Madam President, members of the board, Dr. Sachs, Councilor Myers. What I want to go over here is our extended school year. And I want to kind of go over, what is extended school year.
Do they have a handout?
They should
We
have.
do.
Okay.
There we go. All right, so ESY, it's governed in policy 2419. And it says that we must ensure that extended school year services are available as necessary to provide free and appropriate public education as determined by the IEP team for all students with disabilities, including children aged 3 to 5, so our preschool students. And then according to IDEA, each public agency must ensure that extended school year services are available to provide FAPE, and extended school year services must be provided only if a child's IEP team determines on an individual basis that the services are necessary for the provision of FAPE to the child. Yeah, I don't either. All right, so, and what ESY is anything that extends beyond the normal 7 hours a day, 180-day school year. It's determined by the individual child's needs, and our ESY services are different from summer school in that they're specialized to the individual student, consist of intensive instruction, related services, speech therapy, behavior, occupational therapy, physical therapy. That's all that's provided to them as well. And it's all written in an IEP, so it's all part of an IEP. So not anybody with an IEP qualifies for extended school year. And we'll get into that, and as I go on, you'll see why. So why do we have ESY? Well, over the summer break, a lot of information is lost and has to be retaught. So in order to battle this brain drain for children with special needs, ESY is available. And an extended school year allows a child to maintain the same educational standards as when school is in session. And it does go a long way with helping our students with special needs progress past certain obstacles and prevents them from relearning the information once school starts again. So it's just, it's basically, so a lot of our students, they lose what they've learned. A lot of our other students, they don't. Might have to retouch on some certain things, but these kids really do. And then certain students are likely to lose the bulk of what they've learned throughout the past year with a long break. And they're also likely to regress during a break from related services such as speech therapy, behavior programs, OT, and PT. So the next few slides, determination, and like I said before, it's in policy 2419, and we have to annually meet and determine if they qualify. And students entitled to ESY are those who require special education and related services in excess of the regular school year to maintain identified critical skills as described in their IEP. And the IEP team, in making its determination of a student's need for ESY, must review documentation that the student exhibits or may exhibit. And then some of these can include significant learning or regression during interruption in educational programming, a limited ability to recoup or relearn skills once programming has resumed, and regression or recruitment problems that interfere with the maintenance of identified critical skills as described in the current IEP. And then other factors that interfere with the maintenance of identified critical skills as described in the current IEP, and they can include but not limited to predictive data, degree of progress, emerging skills, and breakthrough opportunities, interfering behaviors, and the nature and or severity of the disability. Now, so this year, usually, I know last year ESY was at Bartersville Middle and Village. Well, this year we can't use Village because they're getting a new chiller and they're getting new restrooms in the special ed bathrooms. So we kind of had to find a place that was kind of one place this year. We moved it all to Martha Elementary. We went and looked. There's enough classrooms, enough area for all the students. So on June 15th, we hold our staff training, which is our CPI and CPR training for our staff. And then on Friday, June 16th, they are able to go and kind of get prepared, kind of like an opening day for teachers during the year. And then the schedule looks, I've had some questions, but it looks a little wonky, to my word of the day. But the thing is, there's so many holidays. Like the first week we have West Virginia Day. So we didn't see bringing them on a Monday, letting them miss Tuesday, and starting to begin on a Wednesday. So, we're going to do Wednesday through Friday, and then the next week will be 5 days. And then you got July 4th the next week. So, start them, stop them, bring them back. And then the final week is our Monday, July 14th, or 10th to July 14th on a Friday. And then our professional personnel staffing for ESY, we have one pre-K teacher, we have 12 K-12 special education teachers, and we have 2 speech language pathologists that we use. And then our service personnel, we have 7 bus aides, we have 10 special education classroom aides, 7 bus drivers, 1 ESY custodian, 2 speech language interpreters, 2 LPNs, and then we have 1 secretary. We were fortunate when we were at Barbersville that we had secretaries, but there we won't. So to answer calls or parents come to pick somebody up, so we need somebody there. Also, with our contracted service throughout the summer, we have our PTs, our OTs, and our BCBAs who will work with our students as well so they don't regress in those related service areas. And then as of April 15th, we have 110 students who will be attending ESY. So, you know, and I think that was the last time Ms. Levis and I got to talk about this, but I think we might have a few more that are coming. So.
Thank you, Mr. Atkins. Do we have any questions, board members? Nothing. Okay, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Valuable information.
Thank you. I do have just one thing that I kind of want to bring your attention to when you get to section 4 on page 7. It's actually textbook adoption time that you'll be voting on tonight. We adopt new world language textbooks and computer science. That only impacts the middle school and the high school. And you'll see who the teachers, and we bring a core to, actually we just brought all the teachers because we don't have that many in those areas, and they reviewed the textbooks that were out there as well as some online programs, and they made their choices. You will see on page 7 at the bottom of the page for Russian and Latin, there were no available textbooks that have been updated. Therefore, we'll just look at rebinding our current. The teacher was fine with that because she said, I really don't need textbooks, I just need some repaired. And we always do repair at the end of the school year anyway. So both Ms. Scarberry and Mr. Boggs will be down here as soon as the Aspiring Leadership is over with if you have any questions. So I just wanted to bring your attention that that is on the agenda for your vote tonight. And that concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Mrs.
May
Watts.
I ask Mrs. Watts
Yes.
something?
Yeah.
Please hold.
Mrs. Watts, may I, you said that there was a selection committee and the teachers that actually
All
teach
the
these
teachers,
all
that
of them
is
were
the
on.
selection committee.
And this is what they,
This is what they recommended, and they
Okay.
review it with their executive director, and then they review it with me,
okay,
and then I bring the list to the board for your approval.
okay, thank you much.
So they were very thorough and very conscientious and spent several hours getting exactly what they needed. So
Fair enough.
Very good, very good.
that concludes.
Next, we have update in operations and support, Mr. Hardesty.
Good evening, Madam President, board members, Dr. Sachs, Ms. Myers. I have just a couple things I wanted to point out on the board agenda this evening. I try to keep you all updated on a regular basis in the board updates that we do on Fridays, so I don't have a lot to update on the projects. However, on agenda item 4.02, we are asking for approval of the renovations at the Altizer Elementary School, and we're asking for that to be ordered to Swope Construction. This project was the major improvement project application that we did last year to the School Building Authority. We were awarded that grant of $1 million to help with that upgrade at the school. And you'll see that total dollar amount is more than that. And we knew, and in your packet, and I'll go ahead and go there first, under my tab, I probably gave you way more information than you'll ever want to know. But it's there. The first thing you'll see is the bid tabulation, which indicates the 2 bidders that we had come to the pre-bid and what their bids were for the project. And you'll see there that Swope Construction was the low bid at $2,425,000. So we're asking for that award today, knowing that $1 million of that will come from the School Building Authority. And that's something that we had already anticipated when we applied for the MIP last year when we did that. Beyond the bid tabulation, you will see the very next page starts the application for the major improvement project. That first page on it is the budget that we expected at the time. And you'll see several pages of the questions that's part of the major improvement projects and the answers that were submitted for that project. You'll notice that we anticipate at the time a budget of $2,499,344. If you only look at the construction cost, we were just about spot on. And however, that does not include the soft costs that we all actually included in the budget a year ago. And so we're anticipating the total project will be in the neighborhood of $2.9 to $3 million, so about $450,000 to $475,000 over that 2.5 that we really anticipated. Also included a document in there just to let you all know what we use when we enter into a contract with a contractor. Those contracts are the AIA, which is the American Institute of Architects. It's a standard format document that we use for a contract. That one you'll see is the formatted and indicates that SWOPE is would be awarded that contract if you all approve that. There are no signatures on the contract anywhere. That's just the preface of the contract awaiting approval. And if so, then we would enter into that agreement with them. But you'll see a lot of things in that contract, and all of our contracts are formatted in that way. Beyond that, in your folder, you will see 36 updates to the Administrative Guideline Manual. Those are listed numerically, and when you have an administrative guideline with a number, it actually corresponds to a policy with that same number. And so really what an administrative guideline is the county's way that the superintendent wants that policy carried out, or how we implement that policy. These administrative guidelines by our own policy are not approved by the board. That's policy 1230.01. That's development of administrative guidelines. And the only time that those are brought to the board for approval if it's actually directed to do so in law. Otherwise, that policy directs the superintendent to develop those when and as needed or called for in a policy to carry out the policy for the school district. And it's important to note that there are questions sometimes from the public about why those aren't out there. We don't hold students or staff members or anyone else accountable to administrative guidelines. We all follow policy. The policy is what's approved and adopted by the board. The administrative guidelines are just how we get there. And those are really for internal use to make sure we're carrying out the policy appropriately. That's one of the reasons it's not out there for public consumption, because it would be yet another document that someone would feel like they have to try to work around. And that's not what it's for. It's really for us to know how to implement that policy. In personnel on the agenda, we have, if you remember last time, we had all of the reduction in force, the transfers. Everyone on transfer goes to subsequent assignment. On pages 12 and 13 of the agenda, you'll see subsequent assignment to a location. And so those people that went on reduction in force, or maybe some of these were moved out of a position, but these were the positions someone was vacated from to add a more qualified or more senior employee into that spot. And so these people are now placed in this position for the next school year. However, we also have currently posted over 70 jobs that we know are vacant for next year. And this is what we consider the last chance pool. I don't think that term's anywhere in state code, but we call it that because this is an opportunity for anyone that might be on the reduction in force list come July 1st to not hit that list if they get one of these vacant jobs now. And so the only people we can consider as a school district for any of those positions on this one posting are current employees or people who would otherwise be on the RIF list come July 1st that we did a reduction in force on last meeting. The only time we could hire an outside person for any of those positions if no one inside the district bids on it that's certified.
Hey, Mr. Hardesty,
Yes.
I apologize in advance because I didn't prepare you for me to ask this question, but you had said that we have about 80 positions posted. Do you know approximately how many people we have in that last chance pool, both professional or service?
I do not. I did not count that last. It's substantially less than that.
I know Debbie can tell us for professional, I think. So 13 for professional. And thank you.
And all of those, the over 70 I was talking about, those are all professional jobs.
So I just wanted to give you all some confidence of the reductions in force, that we have more jobs than we have in the
And
last
those
year.
are all also in next year's budget that we discussed last night. Those are all already accounted in the budget because there are no vacancies for next year. It's kind of important to note there are so many differences between service and professional. There isn't a such thing as a last chance pool in service personnel.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to just clarify that a little bit. It's a little bit different. That's why they don't post at the same time. It's kind of helpful that way. But this will really start, what we have at this point is really a domino factor because some people don't like where they were placed. And we typically post that job after this meeting. The concern here was just the delay of the domino process starting, where they bump and then we post their job, somebody moves it, we post their job. So what Ms. Smith did last week, when the agenda was going live on Thursday, and everyone knew where they're going to be placed, she actually made a phone call to every employee that's on this agenda to let them know where they were going and that there was a posting going live, so they would, if they were not happy, they could bid out if they so choose to. And I really think those steps that she takes is really the reason we don't have a pile of people here to ask for hearings, because we're just open and honest with them. So that's all I have for the board, unless anyone has any questions for me.
Mr. Miller?
Just real quick, so in the budget for next year, the 70 vacant positions are fully covered in the budget, correct? Not just the 13?
It's my understanding those are known positions for next year, and Drew has already taken those into account.
Okay, thank you.
That'd be accurate.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. All right.
Thank you.
Sir.
I'm
Appreciate
sorry, one more question. I know that you may have covered this in the past. I just want to reiterate to the board because it is on the board agenda tonight, Altizer.
Yes.
That renovation is part of the larger scope of projects that we're doing at Altizer also. But that addition is 2 additional classrooms and some offices.
Yes, I did not. We've covered it in the past. I should have explained that. That addition is 2 additional classes. We're going to remove the 2 modulars that are there. They've been there since the 50s. They were there when the school was built. I think they were put in at the same time. They're going to be taken out, and 2 classrooms at the very end of that building. The hallway will just extend down. The roof will be replaced on the entire building, which is the oldest roof in our county right now. And so that'll be removed because there are 2 roofs on there. They're both coming off with a new roof and a sprinkler system throughout the facility. It's interesting to note, one of the difficulties in this has been working through the SBA and that bid process and ESG, because they also have a large number of items going in there. And the new HVAC system are barred units which are attached to each classroom, but they're gas fed. And so I did not, nor I don't think anybody really wants those gas lines running through the building. So the plan is to run them across the roof, but we can't put them on the roof until we get a new roof installed. And so once that happens, so he's putting all the barred units in. The piping is already there for all the gas supply lines on the roof. I have not let them install them yet because I don't want to pay a contractor extra to remove them and fix the roof and then put them back. So they're in a holding pattern with just the rooftop portion, but they're really getting them to work together has been, well, I shouldn't say challenging, it's just been time consuming. So, but that's all I have.
Yep, and I think that the nice thing is that where we're able to no longer have the modulars that will have classrooms, that what will actually go in that spot will be the outdoor classroom space.
It was actually part of phase 2 outdoor classrooms. We already have that furniture in storage. All of that has been delivered, and as soon as it goes out, the outdoor classroom is ready to be installed. So,
Yeah.
Great.
and we're hopeful we can even use the concrete pad that's there because that modular is sitting on a concrete pad. So,
Oh, that would be good.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Next we have communications from our superintendent, Dr. Sachs.
Thank you, Madam President, board members. It, again, has been a very busy several weeks as we are in the midst of GSA testing in our schools. It's exciting because we're already seeing some of those preliminary results come in, and which helps us make decisions and provide information to teachers, helps us design professional development and all those things. So it's been a very busy time in our schools, and of course, as always, when you're thinking about, as you're in the last home stretch month of the school year, that's when we have productions and programs that the students have been working so hard on throughout the school year. One of the highlights that we have each year, though, is our spring concerts and our productions. So we've had obviously the wonderful, talented students that were recognized here this evening, but Mamma Mia at Huntington High School, and that fabulous program that they have. There was also a pajama party over at Village of Barbersville. There is literally every day of the week something going on at one of our schools that showcases the talents of our students and the hard work that they've been doing, and I'm so very proud of them. Also, toward the end of the year also marks that recognition of our Teacher and Service Person of the Year. We had a wonderful event, which the board, each of you all were able to attend. We want to congratulate Michael Harshbarger, who is our Teacher of the Year for Cabell County Schools. Michael is a very talented and skilled mathematics teacher at the Cabell County Career Technology Center. We are so proud of her work and her commitment to our students, and I have no doubt that she will represent us very well when it comes to competing for the State Teacher of the Year title. We also want to congratulate Gary Bridie, who is one of our long-serving school bus drivers here in Cabell County, who services the South Side area, and how phenomenal it was that we were able to recognize him. He was actually, I think, a finalist several years ago and was nominated again. And so we're very proud of our Teacher and Service Person of the Year finalists, but especially our winners. And I also want to give a shout out to the Cabell County Education Foundation, who is really instrumental in making sure that we're able to recognize these staff members. They're also instrumental in garnering the sponsorships from our local businesses and community, which affords us the opportunity from the foundation standpoint to award each of the finalists $500 and the winners $1,000 apiece. So again, a very small token of our appreciation for what they do, and to congratulate them on a job well done. Also, one of as we've had as a tradition here in Cabell County over the past several years, is our military signing week at both Cabell, Midland, and Huntington High. We want to congratulate our students who have made a commitment to serve their country in the armed forces. We are just so proud of their commitment to keeping the homeland safe. And so, again, congratulate those students. And I want to thank the staff at both Huntington High School and Cabell Midland for recognizing the importance of these commitments by having a dedicated day where we can showcase to fellow students as well as the community these students' sacrifice and commitment for their country. So again, what a wonderful event that we have both at Huntington High and Cabell Midland. Next week is officially Teacher Appreciation Week, May 8th through the 12th, and as representative of our Teacher of the Year program and the finalists we have some fantastic educators here in Cabell County. I would argue that we have some of the best in the country, and definitely the best in the state. And I just am so inspired by our teaching staff day in and day out for the work that they do in enriching the lives of our students and providing exceptional opportunities for them to excel and to become the best versions of themselves that they can. So again, thank you. Our hats off to our teachers, and we look forward to celebrating you all next week. Also next week is another exciting opportunity that we have. We will be conducting our groundbreaking ceremony at the new Milton Elementary School in Milton. We are so excited about this project. This is one of the large school bond projects from 2020, and this is one of those schools that is really going to be able to serve students for generations to come. And of course, it's a very unique design. It looks like a sort of a lodge, and it's going to be just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And so we want to invite the community and everyone to join us for our official groundbreaking ceremony on Thursday, May 11th at 12 o'clock in Milton, and it will be rain or shine. I know that Mr. Hardesty is securing appropriate tents and sound systems and those sort of things. And I will tell you that we've had some of our groundsmen that have been working really over there in preparation, mowing some of the fields and things like that for preparation for construction. It is a beautiful, beautiful backdrop for our groundbreaking ceremony. I can't wait. So once again, we look forward to hosting that, and invite anybody and everybody that would like to attend to please come out. Madam President and board members, that concludes my update.
Thank you, Dr. Sachs. I have one question for you concerning that groundbreaking. Are we making any kind of special provisions for parking? Are you suggesting carpooling, perhaps?
I'm going to ask Mr.
among
Hardesty.
those that are going to attend?
It's a wonderful question. Mr. Hardesty's been working on that, so I'm
Yes,
gonna let him-
those within our department, because almost everyone in our department comes to that, and we have talked about carpooling together to get over there. Additionally, the school is going to be taking, I think they've identified 19 kids. That would be one from everyone from grade K through 4. So one kid from each classroom would be able to go, and a group of teachers. So they're going to be bringing them over by bus. So they will be able to get there. Everyone else, we're hopeful, we'll have a lot cleared off. There are some ruts in it we're trying to get rolled out. Or if not, we'll try to identify those to make sure no one drives in them. But we're trying to have enough parking for anyone that would come to that.
Okay.
So if it looks like we can't get those ruts fixed, then what we're going to do is probably start identifying the people who need to park at the pre-K or at the Milton Middle School and carpool over. So
Thank you.
we're kind of looking at that. We still got a little bit of
Preliminary
time.
work, that's amazing. Much appreciated.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, sir. We're ready for delegations to be heard. Do we have some?
Oh,
We do.
yeah, we do. And actually, I forgot. One of the other big things that we have is this Friday is our Special Olympics at Huntington High School. I am so sorry. Thank you, Mr. Adkins, for reminding me.
Yep.
And so again, we would love to be able to have board members, if you're able to make it. It is a wonderful event. You'll see that there's usually escorts of police through the city of Huntington for our student athletes, and it's one of our crown jewels in Cabell County, and so we're so excited to celebrate our student athletes for Special Olympics on Friday on the Hill.
Yes, sir. It's a fantastic event. Mr. Atkins, is the opening ceremony at 8:15? Am I remembering that correctly?
I do believe so. I will find out. As a matter of fact, I'll take Mr. Fabio here, but I do believe it's me.
Okay, thank you very much.
Good question, Madam President.
Yes, sir.
Plan on attending, do we just go directly up to the high
the
school,
stadium.
park there, and just?
You can
go
park-
go
No,
to the stadium?
you
can
should
go to the
drive
stadium.
over there. You'll
Okay.
be able to drive over
All
there,
right, thank you.
I think.
You should be able to, yes.
Are
They should be able to,
Are we
they should be able
gonna
to park over at
able
the
to
field.
drive over or not?
The field.
To
They
the
can park,
field.
they can park over the field.
Yeah, you should be able to.
Okay.
Your board members, you can do whatever you need to do.
If you will let me know, sorry, if you'll let me know who's going, I'll make sure to let Jack and Mr. Cunningham and them know, so we can get you
Yeah,
over.
that's a good idea.
And 9:20 is the opening ceremony.
9:20, okay, we got another hour.
Madam
Thank you for
Pres-
that, Mr. Atkins, appreciate it.
Ms. Smalley, I would love to be there on Friday. However, I'll stop and brag on my daughter who won the Cabell County, or the West Virginia Young Writers for Cabell County. And so we're going to be,
Awesome.
we're going to be going to the University of Charleston for Young Writers Day
Excellent.
on Friday. So I
Excellent.
will not be able to make it.
Well, congratulate her from all of us. That's a wonderful accomplishment. All right, so we're ready for delegations to be heard?
Yes, ma'am, we have one.
All right.
You ready? Yes, it's Brianna Bowen with the Cabell County Public Library.
Brianna Bowen. Ma'am, would you mind stating your name and address? And I'm not going to read all that to you. It's a 3-minute limit.
Perfect,
No
sounds
more.
great.
Okay, thank you,
My name
ma'am.
is Brianna Bowen. My address here in Huntington is 455 9th Street, Huntington, West Virginia, 25701. Members, or I guess I should start with Dr. Sachs, Madam President, members of the board, Ms. Myers, the cabinet, everybody else that's out here, thank you so much for having me here today. My name is Brianna Bowen, and I'm the Executive Director of the Cabell County Public Library System. I would first like to say thank you so much for your support of our libraries. We could not do what we do without the support from our community partners. Since last April, our library saw almost 220,000 visitors. We hosted almost 2,000 programs for youth and over 500 programs for adults. Almost 60,000 people attended those programs. We visited your schools over 800 times, and Cabell County classrooms visited our libraries over 200 times. We have relationships with all of your schools and many of your educators, as evident through statistics and many stories that I'm able and willing to share if you have tons and tons of time. Our relationship with our school system is wonderful, and we are thankful that we are able to serve students, caregivers, educators, and all other countless individuals who are influenced by your institution. I'm here today to speak on behalf of the Cabell County Public Library. I was recently made aware of the budget shortfall that the school system is currently facing. I want to say that I sympathize with the school system, as we are also facing similar issues that negatively influence our budget. I have also been made aware that a decrease in library funding is in consideration in your upcoming budget. This potential budget cut would be devastating for our library system, library staff, and would ultimately decrease our operating budget by almost 10%. The funding we receive by the Board of Education is protected by state legislation in House Bill 801. I have a copy of HB 801 for your review. Library funding through the Board of Education is protected by this law. The amount we are provided by the Board of Education through property taxes is also determined by this law. The amount of support provided by the local levy is an estimate. Many years we are provided an equalization check at the end of the year by the Board of Education. These funds are released to the library because more property taxes were collected in that year and are owed to the library to meet the law. I ask that you please review HB 801, Chapter 207 of the Acts of the West Virginia Legislature when making decisions regarding library funding, and that you provide the money that the law requires to the library this coming fiscal year. I would like to say thank you for allowing me the time to speak. Thank you for all that you do for your students, our community, and our library system. I appreciate and value everything that you do and hope to see a continued and growing partnership between Cabell County Schools and the Cabell County Public Library. And with that, I would like to thank you so much for allowing me to speak today. And when I say thank you for all that you do, I really mean it. I know we're all dealing with scary financial things, but I value what you do, and I know you value what we do, and thank you. And I know you all out there do great things too, so thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
And do you have any questions? No?
We aren't allowed to.
Oh, yes, ma'am. And then I have a copy of that. I don't know who to, there we go.
But thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
That concludes public comment.
All right, thank you, sir. Let's move on. Board member comments at this time. Do we have any? Or workshop requests? Yes, ma'am?
Mrs. Smith, I'd like to thank you for calling all of those employees so that they know how much we value them and how we want, I appreciate you. That took a great deal of time,
Yes.
and I want you to know I truly appreciate you doing that. Thank you very much.
We all aim in that, absolutely. I had to take a lot of time.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Section 4, Minutes, Contracts, Policies, Consent Agenda. Do we have any items for discussion? Any questions?
No, my
All
question
right.
was answered.
If not, I will ask for a motion.
Make a motion that we approve the 4,000 series as is.
All right, Mr. Pauly makes the motion, and we approve the section as is.
Second?
Mrs. Bond seconds. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. All right, let's move on, please, to the financial section. Mr. Rotkin, do you have anything you'd like to tell us tonight?
Madam President, the only item on the financial section of the agenda this evening is the proposed salary enhancement for special education aides. You know, we discussed that as one of the items last night during the budget work session. So that's the only item under consideration for the board this evening under the financial section.
All right, thank you, sir. Do we have any questions for Mr. Rotkin concerning this? All right. No questions? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Mrs. Bond makes the motion to approve Section 5, Financial.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Miller seconds the motion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. All right, moving on, personnel.
Madam President?
Yes,
if,
sir.
If you would just, I wanted to make sure you all are aware that in 6.01, we have professional personnel. There were no changes, am I correct? Okay. There, professional personnel and then obviously service personnel. There is recommended employee discipline at 6.03. And so I would ask that, I would ask that we vote on that one separately than the entirety of the personnel section.
All right.
Okay.
Do we need to, council, do we need to vote on the superintendent's recommendation?
Yes, Madam President.
Okay.
Would you like to make recommendations?
Yes, please, sir.
Madam President, board members, I'm recommending that the board ratify an unpaid suspension beginning May 2nd, 2023, and terminate the contract of Rebecca Olson Mills.
All right, we've heard the superintendent's recommendation. Do we have a motion?
Yes, ma'am. I move we accept the recommendation as presented.
Mr. Miller makes the motion that we accept the superintendent's recommendation.
Second?
Mrs. Bond seconds. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
6.03 passes unanimously. Now we can go back for the remainder of the personnel section, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I am recommending approval of the, sorry,
6,000.
I think that's right, yeah, the 6,000 personnel, 6,000 series personnel.
All right, we have the superintendent's recommendation. Do we have a motion?
I make a motion that we accept the recommendation.
Mr. Polly makes the motion.
Second?
Mrs. Bond seconds. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. That is unanimous and passes, of course. All right. So, we're ready now for section 7, special board items. Rescheduling of June board work session.
Yes, ma'am.
Superintendent, you have a recommendation there?
Well, I'd like to be able to explain item 7.01 and then
All
get
right.
clarification on the remaining part of the special board items, because
Oh,
there are
yes,
quite a few
okay.
student expulsions.
Right.
If the board, I guess the question is there any desire for us to discuss any of the expulsions?
I don't have any.
Okay.
I went through that.
Then what I would suggest is, let me explain 7.01, and then if you all would like to consider the entirety of the special board items, it will probably be a little smoother that way if you want.
Sure.
So, okay, instead of doing it separately.
Absolutely.
So the June board work session, we have a need for changing that, and the reason is that I serve as vice president of the West Virginia Association of School Administrators, the Superintendent's Association. That is our summer conference, and it is also where a lot of our district leadership receives professional development during that week. And so Ms. Watts, our executive directors, there's some other directors that are at the district office that also attend that conference. So we're not going to be able to be here. And so rescheduling that June work session for, Monday, June 5th is what we're requesting to be able to do there.
And you're recommending rescheduling to what?
I'm sorry, to June 5th, and that is in the
That's-
recommendation there, yes.
All right.
So rescheduling from June 19th to Monday, June 5th at 3:30.
All right, I understand now.
Yeah, which is just prior to the other board meeting.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, we have it before the first
And that's
meeting
just-
of the month instead of the third meeting.
And that is just a suggestion. If there's a different date that you all would rather consider, then we can definitely accommodate that.
I'm fine with this. How about everybody else?
I won't be able to make that, but
Okay, well,
that's okay.
Do we know what's on that one?
we'll try another date.
It doesn't matter. I'm okay if we don't, I mean,
There is that workshop, we do have, Mrs. Hornbuckle Myers will be providing an overview to the board on the board self-appraisal requirement that the state requires. However, if someone's not here, that's not a problem. She can meet with you individually. That's,
Sure, yeah.
unless there's a desire for the board, for everybody to be here at the same time, and we could find a different date if that would be more convenient.
You want to look at another day that
Yeah.
week, or will you be?
That week is
Unavailable
tough
that
for
week.
me. I'm going to make a point to make it to the regular meeting on the 6th, but I'm volunteering at church camp that week.
Okay.
So I'm going to come to
Good for
the
you.
board meeting, and I'm going to try to make at least the beginning of the professional development, whatever
down
whatever we
at
call
the-
that.
at
I can't
The
remember
Civic
name.
Center.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's a great
I'm going
event.
to try to
If
make
the-
that, so I'd rather
That's
not.
great.
And I'm going to ask my cabinet members just to, specifically Deputy Superintendent and Drew to double check here, but would the 12th work better for the board? Would that
Yeah,
work
that
better
works for
for
me.
everyone to be?
I
That's
can be
good.
at either. I can be at either. I don't have a direct.
But
Yeah,
I'm
me
more
too.
than happy to meet with Ms.
Are you
Meyer.
comfortable with
Mhm.
that?
Okay, it's fine too. We can keep it the
I don't
5th.
care.
I don't want
Yeah.
to mess it up for everybody
I don't
because I'm
think
one person.
No, but we, as much as possible, we want to,
Right.
we value your input. We want you to be here, so,
Tim, are you good on the 5th? Okay, all right.
Fifth.
okay, so
Yeah.
that goes on.
What's the other item on the agenda for that one? Hmm? Oh, facilities, that's the athletic facilities one, so I need Tim here. So, yeah, so
just
it's
get
the
it.
athletic facilities and it's,
Let's go back
it's an assessment of athletic facilities and then it's, the update, so. No, that's fine. Are you sure?
Wait, what?
So I apologize.
Lost.
So the,
Lost
so the
again.
question is
Let's
that
come
it's, I'm sorry,
back.
I apologize. Let
Circle back around.
let me help here. So Mr. Hardesty and Ms. Hornbuckle are the ones that are supposed to present at that workshop. One is on an assessment of facilities and of athletic facilities and their conditions. And what type of athletic projects are you, as a board, feeling like we need to start prioritizing? And any potential changes to our CEFP based upon those facility assessments. And then the other part of it is the board self-appraisal that is required by state code to walk through what that process would look like. So I think it would probably be helpful to have as many board members here as possible for both of those types of items. And it sounds like to me that the 12th will work. And so if the 12th would work better for everyone, then we can accommodate that.
Uh-oh.
No? That's okay. We can try to find another one.
Jerry has a doctor's appointment.
Yeah, that's,
At 3 o'clock. You know, if we started,
we could start earlier or later. What would you, that's not a problem.
It may be a little later,
Mhm.
maybe 5 instead of 4:30.
Like, we can do that.
And then I think I could still be here. It's here.
Mhm.
It's in town,
Oh, okay.
his appointment, so. I can't really miss this.
Would June 12th at 5 o'clock work for everybody for that workshop session? Okay.
Can I ask a question? Are we in any violation where we put June 5th in the actual agenda? Are we allowed to change the date? I don't care when we do it, I'll be here, but because that date was published, that's what I'm asking. I'm confused and I don't know.
Yeah.
Ms. Bond, we can republish it for the 16th board agenda.
Okay, I understood.
Yes.
I understood.
We can republish it.
Just put the correct date in there.
They can, the items, I apologize, but the item is there, so it's been publicly noticed, and they're just amending
Changing
the
the date.
item.
Well, they're changing the
I was
date,
concerned
but
because the date is put in there. Is that
sorry,
a problem or not?
Yes,
Yes.
that's what I would do, yes.
I'm so
So I can suggest that, okay.
just gonna amend
They
it.
could have a motion to amend it,
So
and
amend-
that would be fine, then it would be germane.
Is that, okay, I didn't know how it worked. I need guidance.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Right.
what I would ask is that I'm going to recommend that item be amended.
Okay.
And so I would ask for someone to, if the board would want to consider that they would approve that recommendation, so. So I am recommending that item 7.01, the board work session scheduled for Monday, June 19th, 2023, be rescheduled for Monday, June 11th at 5 PM, 2023.
June 12th.
12.
I'm sorry, June 12th, That is my recommendation, is to amend that item.
Okay.
5 o'clock.
Mr.
5 o'clock.
So we just need a motion.
Yes, we need a motion.
I'll make a motion that we accept the recommendation of the superintendent.
And stated, all right, thank you, sir. Mr. Pauly made the motion.
Second.
Mr. Miller, seconds. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Now, Madam President, we will need to vote. I'm going to ask that we vote on 7.01, which is the recommendation for the board to reschedule that work session for June 12th at 5 p.m. It's been now, it was appropriately amended. Now we need to ask you to
Now we
formally
can
approve the
formally-
motion. Yes.
All right.
Okay, so moved.
Mrs. Bond makes the motion.
Second.
Mr. Pauly seconds. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you. There we go. And as it relates to items 7.02 through 7.11, I'm asking for approval of those, I'm asking for approval of items 7.02 through 7.11.
Okay, it's the student expulsion section. And we've already ascertained that we don't need any discussion or an executive session or anything. All right, so we're open for a motion then on the rest of
I move that we.
section
accept the-
7.
I move that we accept the superintendent's recommendation for
Thank you,
approval
sir.
of items.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Miller makes a motion.
Second?
Mrs. Bond seconds. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And motion passes. Thank you very much. All right, section 8, discussion. Update on current legal issues.
No, Madam President.
We have no update tonight, so.
I thought you had this stack of stuff for us.
Oh.
That scared me.
Oh.
Okay.
That was prep.
All right.
Okay.
It looks like the closing is in sight here. I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Mr. Pauly makes a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, Mr. Miller seconds. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, unanimously, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Did we mess up your vacation? Don't lie.
Yes, yeah,
You don't have
I'm
to.
worried about that.
Now I'm worried.